Motomo petition from the comfort of their own home or from the comfort of their workspace. All that you need to do, go to the portal or petitions, create a profile, and then after from notes a profile, you can submit petitions any time of the day, so long as they're about the service delivery. So essentially, this platform is created for convenience of the residents of Gauteng so that they can raise their issues, because the only way by public representatives, it's only when we've got a mandate from our different communities indicating to us the service delivery pressure points, or about from Bona, so that we can then be able to hold the government accountable based on the observations that our communities they are making on the ground.
Kanti lapho ngasekhaya nawe mlaleli ufuna ukuthi ube engxenye yohlelo ungakhuluma nathi-ke uzosishayela ku-011 440 1396 011 440 1396 studio line lapho uzoshaya khona usifonele direct, sizothatha-ke ukukhala kwakho la e-studio sizokuthi uzosishile ukuthi ukuphi nendawo e-Gauteng province, bese-ke uyaphawula njengoba sikhuluma ngalo lolu daba lema i-petition. Noma-ke i-voice note noma i-text lapho ku-WhatsApp ku-068 212 9281 068 212 9281. iWhatsApp leyo uzokwazi ukuthi uthumele khona i-message yakho. Mhlali wase-Gauteng sikhuluma ngodaba olubalulekile namhlanje, sikhuluma ngodaba-ke oluthile-ke i-petitions, njengoba-ke uzokwamukela ukuthi yena one-8 Ezra Letswana chairperson wa-petitions standing committee lapha-ke GPL Gauteng Legislature uzolontsha thula kusemthethweni lelo hlelo ukuthi-ke uhlele ekhaya, ngena nje efonini yakho ukuthi-ke gpl.gov bese-ke uyalapha ku-petitions kwi-portal laphaya ungene khona izokwazi ukuthi kuncede ukwazi ukuthi usubmit isikhalazo sakho lapha-ke somphakathi uhleli-ke ekhaya. Chair, I want you to take me through this portal ukuthi do I still have to write nesandla ngisho ukuthi Mlungane Mhlomo residing in Vosloorus, I have a problem with this clinic, it's not finished, and then do I sign, scan, or I just get into the portal, I type there? Take us through the process of this thing.
So I think you have explained in the first part of it.
Yes.
Zanakamara portal
Yeah.
is accessible through our website.
Yes.
Or you can even scan the bank for ease of usage. How to create a profile, which is the most important part, because we need to validate you are a resident of Gauteng. Once you have a profile existing, you can then choose the nature of the petition that you want to submit in alignment with the relevant department. So if it's a petition about a building or a school, there are different column boxes which you will be pointed to, and then you will give an indication. So it is as easy as texting. And the same way as you would write a WhatsApp message, the same way as you would send a text message, the same way that you would use a TikTok, the same way that you would use an Instagram. Our e-petition system is relatively easy as well. And then once a person has written that petition, they submit it almost immediately. We will be able to receive it on our part.
Yeah.
And then the next processes that follows is that the committee, because we're still a committee, and Iloring has got different political organizations. So we say it's a multi-party committee. Essentially what then happens is that there must be an adoption of a petition, because the governor
yes,
is under the Petitions Act. So every petition again system must cross-check it against the petition sector. Can maybe a qualifier now? And I qualifier referral to the relevant department or a referral to the relevant municipalities. And so essentially how the system works is that it's a three-way interface system. So petitioner can see immediately after it has been adopted. The department that you would have been referred to, they will also see the petition. We too can see where the petition is, we can track. So the petitioner can track for himself or herself. He can also track as the committee and then see how the department is responding to that petition. So it's as easy as that. So there's no any complexities in the process. So that is why we're encouraging Maludiba now that they must start using this platform. It's their platform and it's actually free.
Ngiyabonga Chair for that because siyazi ukuthi yonke into inama-disadvantage nama-advantage ayo, and maybe ukuthi mina as a committee sandithe nayibheka le because ama-advantage of course save isikhathi, it's cheap because as long as data and ngihlele endlini, abantu abaningi eGauteng they are connected banama-Wi-Fi, yes abanye abanawo, but I'm saying abanye bayakwazi ukuthenga idatha, so it will be easy compared to kumele ngigibele 3 times nge-legislature. Now ngizosave, but imaphi ama-disadvantages eniwabona ukuthi maybe angaba khona or bengakaboni so far?
Well, we have considered that.
Yeah. Yes.
They may not grab on fast with the use of modern technology.
Senior citizens.
Yes, senior citizens. But I also want to believe that not every one of them
because
a challenge.
Yeah.
Now, when we take some time, the use of some of the platforms that are there.
Yeah.
And so that would have been one of them. But we're also worried about connectivity.
Yes.
Especially in far-flung areas. So they are outside of the city centers or your peri-urban spaces. Remember, you also have got the farming communities in Gauteng.
Yes.
So we're worried about how this system will reach them too. And that is why we have not completely done away with the manual system where people can still send emails or a person can still prefer legislature, or go submit that.
Yeah.
So essentially we have created a system of dualities. Byloring can do it through the e-petition system, we're encouraging it. Byloring I won't have a convo or mutuana food. Who feel or maybe go internet a cafe to do it. They would still be able to do it at that time.
Right. Let's take calls. Ngathi khona umlaleli khona la sizobajina nabalaleli base Gauteng province. Sikhuluma ngodaba oluthinteka i-petition njengoba ke kudaba lapha ke khulukazi esilontshayo la i-GPL Gauteng provincial legislature bathi ke cha manje sesiya digital. Mangabe une petition ofuna ukuyifaka, I know go online and do your thing ukwazi ukuthi ke i-petition yakhe ifinyelele kuyona ke i-legislature. Sithathe ke abalali bomsakazo abafuna ukuthi bakhulume nathi la kuhlelo oluspecial leli layo ke Gauteng provincial legislature njengoba ke sila ukhoma eJohannesburg. Mufuna ukukhuluma nathi 011-440-1396 studio line 011-440-1396 esikwazi ukuthi isithathe kuphala kwakho umhlali wase Gauteng province, noma ke ku 068-212-9281 WhatsApp leyo 068-212-9281 sizuke lakho iphimbo la. Usemoyeni sabona? Usemoyeni, hello? Hello?
Do you want to grow your business? Well, no need to stress. Alex FM can help you advertise your business. All you need to do is call the sales and marketing team on 011-440-5419 or 011-440-5421, or simply drop us an email, sales@alexfm.co.za for your advertising quotes and commercial placements. Alex FM, elevating your business.
The 2024 school governing body elections will take place from 1 to 31 March 2024. Are you a professional or expert, or even a former learner at any of our schools? If so, our SGBs need your skills.
I am Matume Chilwane, MEC of Education and Youth Development in Gauteng. Give back to your school by nominating or standing for elections. Be active, play your part, and vote wisely in the 2024 school governing body elections.
Brought to you by the Gauteng Department of Education.
Dumelang Sanbonani Abusheni Tovel. My name is Isaac Mangena, the chairperson of Alex FM. As you know, the term of this board which you entrusted me to lead and serve has come to an end. This means we need to convene an annual general meeting or AGM so that you could elect new people to represent your interests at the station that belongs to you. I must say that for the past 5 years, with its ups and downs, including COVID-19, the looting at the station, and the station losing some of its own, the station has grown in its flavor, character, and stature. It is representing the aspirations of Alexandra residents. This was done through the dedication of the management under the capable leadership of the station manager, Mr. Tagalane Mangowe, and the board members you entrusted to represent you, including the deputy chairperson, Mr. Refulele Kota, Secretary Mr. Mafasi, his deputy Zaldatlawani, our spokesperson Keith Maputa, Treasurer Mr. Greg Baloyi, Mr. Stebi Khadebe as well, They did their job with diligence, and as the chairperson, I'm confident that they are handing over the station to the new crop of leaders in a good and sound state. It's for this reason that I therefore hereby invite you to the AGM to be held on the 6th of April 2024 at Senkopano, Go 12. The reports will be made available at the station and on the website www.alexfm.org for your perusal and also suggestions before the AGM. They will be made public 21 days before the AGM as per the ICASA regulations. Let's all come and make our voices heard at the AGM. Alex FM ke station Sabatu. It belongs to you, and only you can decide its destiny. Na cancer.
Welcome back. My name is Lungane Mhlongo. This is a live broadcast brought to you by Gauteng Provincial Legislature. We are talking everything e-petitions. I'm joined by the chairperson of the Petitions Standing Committee, Advocate Ezra Litswalo. Advocate. It's very important to note that, right? If you want to join our conversation, call us in 011-440-1396. 011-440-1396. We are live on radio. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Look at that. Thank you. What am I?
Well, Kizakele Manyoni, Timocho Bet.
That.
I am a senior citizen. Pensioning, retired, Nikileko Coco Air Force.
Yes.
And now I still feel to what but to what like co-driver. Can I heavy duty license?
Yes.
Hey.
All right.
How can you help?
Okay, the doctor, it's fine. Sizakuphendula off air network, sizokuphendula but it's fine. Ngamamile radio. Yeah.
Okay. No,
kulungile baba kakhulu ubaba chairperson ukhuluma ngiyazi mokuthiwa ugovernment amakuthiwa legislature our people bakhumbula zonke inkinga zabo uthi namdala ufuna ukudriver usemdala but ufuna i-job opportunity but ngiyazi sikhuluma nge-petitions chair. I'm sure next time when we have maybe conversation around that sizokwazi ukuthi simphendule but for now we're here sikhuluma nge-launch i-petitions. Ungaqhubeka usishayela ke lapho mhlali baba wami ubudaba lakho sophina maybe si-respond ngenye indlela mhlawumbe masihamba ne-relevant department kwamanje i-legislature lesihamba nayo eGauteng sikhuluma ke nge-petitions njengoba ke bayilontsha usuzokwazi ukuthi ufake i-petition yakho digital ngefone noma nge-internet ukuze ukwazi ukuthi izikhalo zakho zifinyelele kusona ke sifundazwe. Uma ufuna ke uthumele WhatsApp yethu 068 212 9281 068 212-9281 WhatsApp leyo thumela uphimbo zwakala wakho voice note siza ukuthi ke uthina nakumhlalo waseGauteng province njengoba sikhuluma ngalo lolu daba. Che ngifuna sibheke la i-turn around ukuthi njengoba sisithi si digital or before that ithi ngithatha umlaleli caller hi usemoyeni sabona. Hello
yebo
kunjani?
Ngiyaphila unjani?
Ngiyaphila ubani lo ukuphi?
Ukhuluma noSiyabonga eSnake Park Soweto.
Snake Park Soweto. Welcome Siyabonga.
Yebo. Umbuzo engifuna ukubuza ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi i-backlog yama petition esekhona abantu sebayilethile yona kwenziwa njani ngayo?
Yeah.
And futhi ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi lento le sebathi seku-digital manje how is it accommodating abantu abangena access to internet or who are not even computer literate
yes.
to use the internet? Is it fully digital or are they using a blended approach whereby they do take physical petitions and also digital ones? Yeah.
All right. Sebang uzophendula uchair. Thank you so much for your input.
Yabo.
Chairperson, I think le enye siyazazo sami kuyiphendula to say ile ndaba ethinta ukuthi abantu they can still baye lapha e-legislature submit manually we pendulile but ngicela uyiphinde so that abayane futhi abahlali bazo understand but also backlog to say njoba ke ikhona i-backlog eGauteng province around indaba petition nizodila nayo kanjani mase nihamba digital again?
No, thank you very much for those two questions.
Yeah.
Maybe let me start with the latter one. Is that yes, we still are retaining the manual submissions.
Yeah.
For the very same reason I will have stated earlier on. Or it's not every board but they will be able to use the digital platform. And that is why earlier on we also spoke about the senior citizens. You know, but you also have got areas more and connectivity might be a problem. You know, or you may also encounter people who may not have smart phones or devices for them to be able to submit. And so that option still remains. Or you can go to the legislature, which is essentially parliament of the residents of Gauteng, you know. So as you get there by the reception, you will be guided to the relevant offices, where you will be allowed to submit your petition. So we also encourage our people, or those who can't, you know, use the e-petition system, can still be able to go to the legislature and make those submissions. The issue, the backlog, is that I'm visiting in 2019, coming across the backlog of petitions. We then thought long and hard, or rarabolayang bothata bo ba di petition tse lo reng khale di le ka mara system ya rona. And so we came up with what we call a petitions backlog clearance strategy. And the clearance strategy has got 5 pillars. One of the pillars is that we started by assessing, or why do we have so many petitions in the first place?
Yes.
And we realized that we have got multiple entry points. So every municipality, which is a problem we identified, every municipality has got what we call Section 79 committees. And one of those committees are the Municipal Petitions Committee. So every municipality, by law, must have a petitions committee. But unfortunately, given the instability at times of some of the municipalities, it is not there. So we end up having to deal with petitions our municipalities. And so we said, how do we remedy this issue? And so we thought the loophole is in our own Petitions Act. So let's strengthen the act. So as we speak, we are amending the Petitions Act to strengthen it, to minimize the multiplicity of entry points, but also to give the committee additional powers to hold the government accountable. Number 2, we then said, on matters or petitions of a similar nature, let's no longer do individual references.
Yes.
You know, let's group them per subject or per the nature of those petitions. And so we do bulk referral. So that if it's about RDP related petitions, Arasa Romela 1-1. Because when you send 1-1, you can imagine the lifespan of a referring one petition, and another one comes and another one. So we're grouping all of these petitions, which is essentially what we've done. And by the way, 51% of the petitions that we receive are really about housing. So we've done a bulk referral of over 500 petitions in 2022, which we are now beginning to receive reports on. So that is the second pillar of our petitions clearance
strategy.
Strategy. The third one was that hona le ntse re bitsang re ke system e loreng maloko a committee ha re create di petition tse re ba allocate la rona re bitsa re ke rapporteur system. This rapporteur system must not only work with the members of the committee alone, because many of the petitions that we receive, tse ding ke tsa housing, tse ding ke tsa roads, tse ding ke tsa health, and therefore we are now in a process of formalizing, or every member of the legislature, so every member of the legislature becomes a rapporteur, so that they too can adopt at least the 3 petitions, so that we are able to jointly hold the government accountable. Number 4, part of our petitions backlog clearance against the ratio of petitions, we need to expand and increase. And so as we speak, there's a discussion in the legislature around recruiting interns, but also partnering with the universities so that they give additional support to the petitions committee in order for us to be able to handle the number of petitions that comes through. Then the last one it's the introduction of the e-petition system, which builds on a system efficiencies, but as well as the conveniences. About loro honne bonolo for badudi ba go borona hore he motho a batlo kenya petition a se tlhola itemogela mathata or matsapa hore ke tshwantse ke go legislature to submit this petition. Even when I want feedback, tshwantse ke boele go teng go ba kopa feedback. So we have minimized that process now. Anybody can submit the petition, like we said earlier on, from wherever they are, so long as it's about the service delivery issues.
Sema ngempela baphendulekile bahlali base Gauteng kulolu daba lolu ngempela ukuthi cha njengoba siya digital nje hayi ukuthi expensive mhlambe kuzoba cheaper because mawuthola nje idatha nyana mhlambe 7 rand or 8 rand I daily ngeke uthathe mhlambe ne 5 minutes 10 minutes ungenye lapha ukwazi ukuthi ufake isikhalo sakho uthole reference number. Chair, earlier you spoke about tracking ukuthi mina njengomuntu ozobe faka petition I can be able to log on and track my petition. I wonder though, Chair, because one of the challenges I've seen is that municipalities or some departments, they don't respond on time. Some they are called before hearings, they don't come. I'm able to see on the system to say, okay, now my petition is here, but the department is the one that is not responding.
So obviously with any system, and this is why we're saying we're piloting.
Yeah.
For the next 3 months,
so
that we receive inputs from members of the community on how to further strengthen it.
Yes,
I'm sure you might find where there's a young person or is an expert in IT from Alexander or from Kukatleho. We would also appreciate the input of those kinds of people, so that we strengthen this system, because this is a system that is created for the use and for the benefit of our communities anyway.
Yes.
And so we really want to strengthen it such that we also deal with instances of non-responsiveness. You are quite correct. There is a non-responsiveness that we have also, encountered. And part of us strengthening the act, the Petitions Act, to give the committee more powers, seeks to address that specific issue, so that we make it mandatory that when we say we are giving a department 30 days, within that 30 days they will have received a report. But bear in mind, there are some other petitions on other occasions. Na ke kopa school or na ke kopa clinic or ke kopa tsela e lokisiwe. Obviously within 30 days those things might not have been done, because government lona e bereka ka di processes
and budgeting,
and it also yes, you are quite correct. Government works on the availability of the resources.
Yes,
this is also provided for in our own constitution. So if badudi ba rona ba bala molaotheo wa rona wa naga section 36 in the main, it specifies exactly what you are saying, where government plans, it procures the services based on the availability of resources. So you might find that the responsiveness is affected by the nature of the petitions that would be raised. But be that as it may, it doesn't mean or Mafaparona can't give updates. So if there's a petition that is submitted, a department would still have a responsibility to, within the 30 days at least, they give an update, or this is the process that would follow in responding to this specific petition, and if at all possible, give an indication of the time frames for which that petition or the demands born out of that petition can be addressed.
Right, mhlali waseGauteng, mhlali waseGauteng, ingxoxo lekhethekile sinayo la no chairperson wayo ke i-petitions standing committee Gauteng provincial legislature, advocate Ezra Litswalo. Sikhuluma ngodaba lubalekile la njengoba belontsha be-GPL balontsha yona ke i-petition system le lapha usuzokwazi ukuthi uma ufuna ukufaka i-petition uye online ukwazi ungena lapha ku www.gpl.gov.za ukwazi ukuthi ke ungena khona, mawuqeda ungena khona ucreate nje i-profile yakho njengoba usukwenza ku social media emva emva lokho ulandela wonke ama step abazokutshela wona, then bese uyakwazi ukuthi ubone ukuthi okay lento le iyenziwa kanjani. But ngiyazi ukuthi makhamba isikhathi basazosenzela ama demonstrations perhaps kuma social media platforms and everywhere else, usazobona ukuthi lento iyenziwa kanjani, but yona ilula nje obusuke wenza lapha ekhaya. Siyazi umkhulu nogogo bakhona sebenayo WhatsApp, ubani ocabanga ukuthi umkhulu nogogo ngaba na WhatsApp, but ukufunda nje and siyazi abantu abasha nabo futhi bazoyidlala i-role to make sure ukuthi iba yi-success le program ngokuthi bafundise abogogo nabomkhulu bethu, especially ama leaders ethu lapha emphakathini yethu. Khuluma nathi, ufuna ukubuza, ufuna ukuphawula 011 440 1396 011 440 1396 studio line leso osishayela kusona 011 440 1396 noma ke iWhatsApp line 068 212 9281 068 212 9281. Ukwazi ukuthi ke ukhuluma nathi, sithatha iyakho i-voice note la emsakazweni ohamba phambili uhlelo ke lwe-special le-GPL. Now Chair, ngifuna la sibheke futhi into ebalekile kakhulu njengoba ususho nje la usitshela ngayo yona i-petitions kanjalo ke nesikhathi esebenza ngaso. Ngifuna ukubheka ukuthi njengoba sazi ukuthi there's less human interaction with it system nje, abanye bazobuza ukuthi okay ke uche ukhuluma ukuthi you are still a committee, all these processes will still have to go through, but omunye bathi hayi into online it must be fast man, mangithola application yami mele kusheshe, but why uche ukhuluma futhi ngama processes that are there in legislature that acisha fane noma ngifake a manual petition?
Well, let's for a simple reason.
Yeah.
To ensure quality in how a petition is being handled.
Yes.
Because if the system was fully automated, I'm sure there may have been instances monitoring the system might not be able to reason with the petition, because now because the petitions are not equal like about loreng abatshwane. Motlhomong o tlo kry lore motho na sa fetsa sentle go sekolong o ba tlo submit a petition, mara ana bokgoni ba raka kwana. Our involvement helps in that we are able to reason, or motho possibly might have wanted to say this, but unfortunately I am not the way na batho entsa ka teng, and so re kgone intervene, you see. But bear in mind gore ko mathomong a re simolla re rile re batlo re create a platform e loreng etsa di conveniences, mara re batlo re eletse batho mmero go re ne boima mo le rona ga o submitile petition o bua fela le motšhini or o bua fela le computer, le rona re kgone e sala ko morago. And ke buile hape ke bontsha mo le gore re na le molao wa rona o le goreng ke ona o re guidang,
yes,
or a re kreile di petition re shebana le tsona yang, and we are still responsible because ke rona di public representatives. If re ka rona re sa tsena, it means we also render the existence of a parliament useless, because all of a sudden our sana re ka khono tsena ra khono thusana le setšhaba sa rona, and that is why it's mostly important. Mandate to ro fanke di communities tsa rona ke ona bo tshwanetse ro berekise go lebelana le di petitions tsa bona, irrespective of the existence of the system. So essentially we are complementing efforts.
Yeah, let's take a caller, Chair. Sizithuthile umhlali Gauteng province. Usemayini sabona?
Yebo kunjani?
Siphile kunjani mama?
Ngiyaphila. Nami bengathanda ukubuza, I've submitted a petition, I think.
Sorry ma, ubani lo uphi nendawo? Yeah, uphi nendawo mhlambe eGauteng?
U-Esmes eDavidton.
eDavidton, yes ma.
Yes, submitted a petition last year February, a province. For the removal of the police station in Petfontein at Ward 96, and then I receive only a letter acknowledge with my petition has been received, but up to now I'm actually next.
Which the police station?
Any response or anything? Yes, Petfontein at Davidson. Yes, for the removal of it. Yeah. And then I've stated the reasons why Sifuna is removing. It's far out guilty as Konogui. Even if we are walker, we are corner, you end up being marked, we are lab. Abaning abantu abake rage abayakhona, and now si create queue enkulu ngoba sisuka eMayfield sihambe siyofuna ukuba se Davidton. iDavidton iba nomsebenzi omningi than iPetfontein. So thina eyethi police station iPetfontein. The other reason was police station to like khona bahlala bathi station commander every time ezazubamba ama meeting. It's been 6 years ubhizi ukhuluma ngokuthi abana network lapha ama landline abakhona ukwa-answera, so it means noma ngabe uyabafonela awukhona ukubathola. So esesakubhalela besicela nje ukuthi ayiremove lapha ize ngapha, but from now up to now asikakatholi next. And then on the south with universities, what about us esikhona, which we've done the IT system emakhaya, and we want to be part of the internship. So uthola kanjani lo msebenzi we-internship?
Ngikuzwile sisamo uthe last year February ne mawufaka petition yakho ne?
Yes.
Okay, no, uzophendula uchair. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Chairperson Elias sikhuluma ngebudget, sakhuluma ngama processes ka government athathe isikhathi usifaka petition last year bafuna police station imove mhlawumbe uyazi ngepetition, but also mhlawumbe ucabanga ukuthi ngabe kwenzakalani ngale petition.
Well, ordinarily our fetso petitions as our we refer them.
Yeah.
And that is why me no acknowledgement letter from us that says we've received the petition. And so the petition is to the relevant department.
In this sense, it's community safety.
Yeah, but I want to explain it because community safety is not responsible for policing infrastructure. So community safety is responsible for crime prevention and coordination, you know. And quite recently, you also have got a program at the wardens and so on.
Yeah.
But the feature of building of a police stations or removal of a police stations becomes the responsibility of the South African policing services. And I'm sure policing function in our country is centralized, meaning that at the level of the province or at the level of municipalities, we do not necessarily have subs, you know, which is responsible for police stations. So the relevant department in this case would be the National Department of Public Works, acting jointly with the South African police services. So what it then means is that it might have happened that we escalated. So there's a referral if it involves provincial departments. But if it's a department which is not within our province, it's a national department, we escalate. So Honorable is under the National Council of Provinces, where we have got the other public representatives from Gauteng. So Romela wana to escalate. Or buang le minister wa maponesa, buang le minister o loreng o shebane le dikago tsa golomente across the board.
Yeah.
Or ba shebise ntlha. So what we may have to do is to track where the report is insofar as the demand that would have been made. But what I would suggest, because a removal of a police station is not an easier thing, maybe if we can get further particulars or details or an en route to that police station, which area specifically is problematic, so that we can relay that information to the Department of a Community Safety. There seems to be a problem by some of the residents who, as in when they want to use the police station, they are getting marked en route. So the problem may not necessarily be the police station itself. It might be the station where it's located and the route that other people would use to access the police station. And I think possibly through the deployment of the wardens, they might be able to mitigate those kinds of instances. But be that as it may, I think if we can get the details or a reference or how far from now are we expecting the report?
Yeah, so I'm going to give a reference. WhatsApp line here to 068 212 9281 068 212 9281 usithumele reference number yakho sis lapho David so that you're able to track and sikuphe feedback. But ukhuluma ngendaba ukuthi ke bakhona abama IT specialists abasebenzi nebhizi niyaqasha eGauteng province. Are you going to open space for them? Earlier you said I know youth efuna ukuthi izoncedisa to make this thing stronger. They will come.
Well, I had said we are attempting to collaborate with universities.
Yes.
Because universities are knowledge bases, and they would be rendering this service for free, you know, as part of their experiential training of some of the students. But of course, we have engaged the management of the legislature, and unfortunately, we are not the management of the legislature. Or they must also look into recruiting of interns. The process is governed strictly by the institutional management. Ronarele committee, we don't enter that space because it's about bantu kausan batlare. Otsere leloko la ko lona la family, otsere mama. So we have allowed for the institution to be the ones that does the recruitment of those processes. So my word of advice to Mmeko Khayakore, if ana le khatlego, me ananza sheba the website is a legislature or sheba mo di newspaper for instances where they will have advertised so that she can apply and then follow all the due process.
All right, mlaleka sekhaya wasibeka ukuthi sinaweni ama voice note lapha ku WhatsApp sibone ukuthi bathina abantu la ungathumela yakho ke i voice note 068 212 9281 thumela ke yakhe voice note siza ukuthi uthini umhlalo seGauteng nama ke ungasifonela call us live on radio 011 440 1396 call us and engage with the chairperson of the petitions standing committee, Advocate Ezra Litswalo. We are discussing everything e-petitions, in Gauteng. It's a launch of this new system. They are saying now they want you to send your petition online. They are saying it's going to save you money, it's going to save you time, because you'll be doing that at the comfort of your home. Silena your chairperson nje wesicacisela ngayo. Uyashela ukuthi uzosebenza kanjani? Uyasho ukuthi cha bazoqhubeka nje basebenze njengecommittee njengendlela leli besebenza ngayo yaphambili noyaziyo izohamba ama processes i-petition ukuthi nje kwamanje usuzokwazi ukuthi utrack, uzokwazi ungene online uhlele ekhaya. Asikho isidingo sokuthi legislature but uzokwazi nje ukuthi ungene online uyi-track ubone ukuthi kuthiwani lapha phakathi kwezinye izinto abazenza bona ke beyona i-committee, but ke benzela wena nanokuthi futhi ke kumele manje ukuthi izinto zethu zambe online. Uyazi ke ukuthi izovele online, izinto eziningi zenziwa online, kumele siye digital ukuze izinto zethu zizohamba ngohlelo okuyilona lona impilo ke njalo. 011 440 1396 you can call us and have your input here. 011 440 1396 noma ke uthumele WhatsApp 068 212 9281 sikwazi ukuthi ke sikhuluma nawe. Just to remind you ukuthi we have 10 stations across Gauteng province who are joining us. That is Alex FM, Kasi FM, EK FM, Sidibeng FM, Likwa FM, Vau FM, Eldos FM, Peli FM, Umphakathi FM, and Josie FM. And my name is Lungane Mhlongo. I'm your host here, discussing these issues with the chairperson here. Now, Chair, when are we expecting this system to go live now, so that people now can test this thing to say, hey, is this thing functioning?
The system is actually live
already
as we speak.
Wow.
So on the 14th of March.
Perhaps, Chair, hold it right there. Let me just take a call. Someone Sabona? Someone hi? Someone Sabona? Mlaleli usemoyeni? All right, umelele ke usilalele kodwa ke manje kakhuluma nathi. Usemoyeni? Hello? All right, no, asidlule mfowethu sathe ke omunye ke mhlawumbe uzokwazi ukuthi ke asizwe kangcono 011 440 1396 ukuze ke ukhulume nathi la live on radio 011 440 1396 ukuze ukhulume nathi bukhoma siza ukuthi indaba zakho zithini, mhlawumbe ke urespond uthini uPaul uthini ngalolu daba lelo, njengoba ke ngempela ke imizuzu esele ngempela ngaphambi ukuthi libaphansi uhlelo imizuzu ke ishagalolunye ngaphambi kokuthi ke silibeke phansi ke uhlelo lethu la, njengoba ke kuyizona ngempela ke izinto ezibalekile esikhulumayo esikhuluma ngayo ke ama petitions. Uma khona umbuzo ufuna ukubuza Nkosi yami, siyacela ukuthi sonke isikhathi sakho lezi indaba ezinhle lezi eziza eGauteng zithinta i-development, innovation, i-technology. So kubalulekile ukuthi ubuze uchair ukwazi ukuthi ugcoliseke especially ama community leaders nama community organization, buzana babenibuza labahlali uchair uyayichaza lento, uyichaza ngeEnglish, uyichaza ngesintu so that sikwazi ukuthi ngempela nathi masidlulisa lemiyalezo emphakathini sidlulise sizwe kuyena uchair la bukhoma kuyona ke le system lesikhuluma ngayo. Siyazi ukuthi ama problems neyinkinga nezincomo neziphakamiso zihlala zikhona emphakathini nje wasiphila nje, uhulumeni uhlale khona naye uthalekelele, but also ke iGauteng legislature njengeparliament laseGauteng likhona to hold ama departments accountable. So it's very important ukuthi amathuba afana lawa siwasebenzise njengabahlali ukuze kusasa singakhali ukuthi uhulumeni akenzi lutho, but zikhona izinto ekhona ama systems in place to assist us ukuthi sithole ke ama answers and the things that we want from our own government. 011 4401396. That is our studio line 011-440-1396. Usifonele ke sikwazi ukuthi ke sikhulume nawe. Uchairperson usinikeza nje ama contact details ayo ke petitions committee before we leave, so that ukwazi ukuthi ezinye eminye imibuzo ubuze lapha ama officials ukubona abantu abasebenza ngazo lezi izinto. Chair, ukhulume ngalo udaba ukuthi i-system i-live as we speak. So far khamba njani, nibona njani ithini?
The system is live, and about to encourage about Udi Bagoborona.
Yeah.
Or they must go into the legislature website, which I will connect with the link of the e-petitions system.
Yeah.
To create those profiles. But so far we've received in excess of about 14 petitions. So it's still a number of petitions.
Yes.
Because Batwagoboroda, Asoga Batwala system, a greater number of residents of Gauteng might also not be aware about the system. And that is why we're on this platform.
Yeah.
To encourage the residents of Gauteng, this is your system, you must use it. Because it is only through using it ready fitise and or are they responding to your petitions. So because and kerata manzwa where you say community based organizations, the social to also call in.
Yep.
So that in this conversation we educate the public on how to go about petitioning. But as it is, the petitioning system has been a success in its own. Of course, there are areas that requires improvement, and this is one of them.
Yes.
The e-petition system is also a response and an answer to some of the shortcomings of the manual way of submitting your petitions, and that is why we're encouraging people to submit these petitions. Our view is that through this e-petition system, we are likely to increase the number of petitions submitted, but it should also be easier for us to be able to manage it, particularly as they must interact with relevant authorities or relevant departments. So essentially we've created this platform to make sure that it's relatively easier for people to submit from anywhere. And one of the things again Honorable Tlhokwa already mentioned, for those people who are data and so on, in most of our the facilities whether it's the library, whether it's the dikolong, whether it's the creche, because Department of Education has taken early childhood development centers, or whether it's the petlele, free Wi-Fi, where Batuwakuborona can connect and then be able to submit petitions. But we also have a critical component that relates to the work of the legislature. So another officer division the constituency offices. So every township will have a constituency office where they can go to knock or rokopatus.
Yes.
If you are not finding joy there, you can go into our libraries, requested to be assisted to submit your petition.
Chair, I've got only 2 minutes left, and I want us to review this term because we are nearing towards the elections, meaning it means during a provincial legislature, during my public reps, it means yaphela ngoba siya election 29 May siyavota, and then there'll be another government or a new government. Ngifuna sisibheke success of the petition standing committee legislature. Ngizwile ele on ukukhuluma ngama strategy, a petition clearance strategy. Ngizwile ukukhuluma ngokuthi 500 odd petitions were responded to. Ngathi nisebenze kanjani, Chair, as we wrap up?
I think from what we inherited, the petitions committee very so we're quite happy with the track record. Earlier on, Hannah present the report in the legislature.
Yeah.
We spoke about being worthy ancestors,
yes,
to the future unborn. And so I want to believe or botlhale ba rona in perfecting the system, or at least improving the system, or re kgone ho berekella setjhaba sa ko bo rona, re kgone ho thusana le dikereke gore di kry mafatshe, re kgone ho etsa gore di-MEC tsa health di kgone ho sheba di-functionality ya ditleliniki, even expand, re kgone ho thusa gore ditsela tse le gore ne di senyegile, department ya roads and transport o etle tlo thusana le yona, re kgone ho thusana le batho ba le gore ba na le ditlhoko tsa matlo gore ba kgone ho thusiwa ka go kry-a matlo a bona, la e le gore a re a fetsa mara re kgone ho thusa in a range of other areas. If we had time, we would take you through some of the notable cases with names of people so that people can identify.
Abantu abanifuna chairperson njenge-petition standing committee banithola kuphi beni mhlawumbe inamba, contact details?
Oh yes, rena le a number, central number ya petitions office ke 011 498 5407
011
011 498 5407. Mara motlhomo o na le somebody le rona ka ba tlo submit a petition or a botsisa ka petition petition system or no re bereka bang rena le email re J Shabalala isn't Shabalala J Shabalala @gpl.gov.za.
No T.
No TS.
Okay.
It's in Shabalala.
Okay.
Shabalala.
Yes. SH.
J Shabalala @gpl.gov.za.
Sibankulu mhlali wase-Gauteng sibe wonke ke ama-community radio station bebe-receive i-feed from kithi. Sibankulu khona ke i-Gauteng provincial legislature uzule ke mhlali i-petitions yonke into siya-digital e-Gauteng province. Sibankulu kuyena advocates Ezra Litswalo, chairperson wakele likomiti elibalekile la e-Gauteng province. Kama lami ngulungana kamhlongo sibeka lana uhlelo namhlanje kuze kube ngokuzayo ayixabene
Lewile
Thobela.
Thobela kulusha